Good afternoon, my potato chips. It's wee Paddy from across the shuck. How you doing? And this is the Joy of Paddy's channel. One day you get a £700 knife, and the next day you get a £20 or a cup £20 and a couple of shillings. I'm not sure what it is, somewhere around there. But the point is, it's a cracker. It's a Rough Rider. It's in brown stag bone. And I bought this specifically because I have two other knives in the brown stag bone. And I just thought, I'm going to try and build the pat. Let's break it down. I love buying Rough Riders. One, because they're just blooming good knives. Great knives for doing the work that I maybe don't want to use my GECs for. So it's a secondary knife usually. But I'm new to a traditional game, so I buy the Rough Riders to check out the patterns to see if it's a pattern I'm going to like. So this is a pattern I don't have in any other knife, and I'm going to take it out. Comes in this beautiful magnetic box. This is the RR 1807. And here it is, in beautiful brown stag bone. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is a Copperhead. Apparently it's because this bit's supposed to look like a snake's head, and it comes over the top of the tangs, which I really love. I think aesthetically that looks lovely, like a canoe. It looks lovely because you don't see that horrible bit of tang sticking up, which is on a lot of traditionals, but this to me just looks beautiful. I have to say, it really looks lovely. Two blades, two big blades, which is what I liked about it, because this is more of a work knife. It's got that Turkish sort of clip. I think it's like a Turkish clip. It's just beautiful. Really lovely blade. And I think all Copperheads are something very similar. And then you have just a standard clip. Lovely. Great size. Good blade stock. Both good work knives. Either one of them. So this would get me through any day's work. It's 440A. I keep saying it and I keep repeating over it. There's nothing wrong with 440A and a pocket knife and a wee pen knife. It will get you through a day's work. This will cut up boxes, do whatever you want it to do. And just come back for more. They're a great little pen knife. They really are. Not all of us need a knife that's going to cut for 3 hours, in a row. This just will do the job. It's beautiful. And I gave it a nice sharpen last night. I just took them out and sharpened it up. Because like any other new knife, the joy of having it, the price really is irrelevant. I just want a nice knife. I just want a nice sharp knife. And that's all. These come out of the box and they're pretty sharp anyway. But I just stuck it on my wee system and it gives me a really nice edge. It really is just a lovely, it takes a screaming little edge. No noise going through paper. Just gorgeous. So, the Copperhead. Again, I wanted this because if I'm going to get a GEC or I'm going to get a Queen or I'm going to get I want to see what a Copperhead's like in hand. And I love it. So, I can now look out for maybe a more expensive one. Not because this isn't good at all. It's just for my collection. This will probably get more use than one that goes in my collection, although I do use all my knives. But this is the one that I'm going to take out and batter and abuse if I'm going to do that with a pocket knife anyway. But it weighs about 3 ounces, so there's a good weight to it. It feels like a sturdy knife in your hand. It holds lovely. And because you have no tang sticking up, there's nothing sticking into your hand, it is beautiful in hand. Really comfortable to carry in hand. The blade cutting length is just under 2.5 inches with about 2 3/4 inches for the full blade. The length of it is 6.5 inches long. Perfect. An absolute great little work knife. Really is lovely. And the benefit of this Copperhead that I'm learning very quickly is it's got 2 substantial blades. 2 really nice blades. This lovely little thin tip, that will do your apples or whatever, for your lunch. You can keep one for your lunch or one for cutting up food and the other one for your dirty tasks in the day, which again, very handy if you work in an office and you're going to open envelopes, open boxes. You don't want to be using your food knife for that, or you don't want to use your food knife after you've done that cut up boxes. So a really functional, useful knife. Is it centered? No, it's not. They're both off to the left. That's fine. For 20 odd pound. I don't care. The fit and finish is really good. It really is good. The snap on these blades is absolutely... Listen to that walk and talk. The most beautiful half stop. And this is all for a knife that's 20 odd pound. You know, I know they're cheaper over in the States, but I am more than happy to pay this much money for it. You've got pinched and lined bolsters with a big R and a shield in there. The shield's not particularly done great. It sticks up at the side. It's just been cut in and pushed in. But again, for that amount of money, you're getting the nail nicks with the match strike pulls on them. Again, for this price, you just cannot beat it for this price. And although they're off to the left, they're not touching the sides. So it doesn't matter for this price. Now, if this was £100 traditional knife, I would be kicking a stink if it was that far over to the left. But as long as it's not rubbing, in reality, that's all it is. And there's them blades up at the end to the left where they are, and they're not rubbing. And listen to that, it's just quality. It really is just great quality knives. I love it. Now, the reason, as I said, I've got this is that I have some other knives in this beautiful brown stag. This is just cowbone made to look like stag that's dyed. It's lovely. It really is so effective looking. But I have this knife in my collection. Now, in brown stag, again, just cowbone, but lined bolsters. Lined. Now, these are not pinched, but they're lined. Look at this clip point, though. Tell me that is not a gorgeous clip. It's just a single bladed knife. It looks, it's narrow up this end, thicker down here, something like a gun stock. But I can't remember what they called it, whether they called it just a penknife or a gun stock. But, you know, it has that gun stock looky, but just a most gorgeous big blade. Look at that big clip point. Absolutely love it. The only fault I would pick with this is that I could have done without the nail nick there. That there's fine for opening. But another inexpensive knife around the £20. I can't remember where I got this one from, to be honest with you. It wasn't Heine, this one. The Rough Riders I get from Heine, but this one I'd got from somewhere else, and I really can't. It might have been Knives and Tools or something like that. But what a gorgeous knife. And now I've got that sort of collection, or that's part of the collection. But I also have one more. I have this, I have the little cotton sampler. And yes, the bone doesn't match in all of them. It's all slightly different, but it's all done in that brown bone made to look like stag. And to me, that's lovely. So I have a little set of 3 now. And it's watching other people and their collections. And they seem to get, when they're collecting, they collect maybe 2 or 3 in a certain pattern or bone. And it makes up a nice wee set. And that's what I've done there. And it's what I'm going to try and do when I'm buying more Rough Riders. I've actually got some white bone to make up a wee set of 3 white bone. And I was going to clump them all in together and just do one video. But I'm not. The knives are too good. And that's the truth. The knives are too good. I know they're a reasonable price, but they're too good to just clump them all together. So I will do them individually. I'll spread it out over a bit. But I've got some beautiful ones from Rough Rider, and I've a camp knife, which is just outstanding, that I wanted from my go bag for the summer when I go out for a walk with a dog. I can take my wee fire with me and a tin of beans and heat it up. That's what I do because I'm a big child, really. But there we go. But isn't that lovely? That really is a nice set, and it looks nice. It just looks nice when you put it out. I get pleasure out of looking at that. But as for the pattern, I absolutely love the Copperhead pattern. Really, really do like it. And I can now look for maybe more of the expensive ones for my collection, because I'm a collector and a reviewer, which is blooming expensive. But hey, it's something I enjoy. And I enjoy sharing it with you, and I hope you enjoy seeing that I know there's a lot of my subs like the more budget-friendly knives. So I don't do it just specifically for them. I do it because these knives that I'm buying are not cheap rubbish. They're flaming good tools. They're cutlery that works. The blade steel's okay. It's not the best in the world. I'm not going to try and make it out to be the best in the world, but it works and it'll last you a day. When you've got 2 blades like this, what are you going to do in a day that's going to blunt both of them? You know, what are you going to do in a day that's going to blunt both of them? I know I'm not going to do anything to blunt both of them. I would very rarely blunt one of them. So yes, they're inexpensive knives, but even if you're starting a collection off and that's all you ever go to, my God, you're going to get a beautiful selection of knives. I have a quite a big selection of Rough Riders now. If anybody's interested, I'll do my full collection one day. But I've got a few more I want to review first, and then I'll put the whole collection out. So there you go. And although this is a Colt, I believe this is made in the same factory as the Rough Riders. Now, I'm not sure if Smoky Mountain Knife Works owns this. They own Rough Rider. I'm not sure if they own the Colt brand now, but they're made in the same factory, and you can see the comparison. You can see the comparison. Although, if you look at the thickness of this blade on the right here, the Colt, as a work knife, that is just the most gorgeous, comfortable knife to have in hand. So I'm pleased with the wee set. This is more a novelty, but these two are two excellent work knives and highly recommended. So there we go. I'll keep it short and sweet. They're basic knives, but they're good knives. And I'm going to go and have a wee cup of tea and have me tea. All right, take care. Goodbye now. Paddy's gone. Cup of tea time.